not a piece of bread.
Not necessarily. It's not. I mean,
Yeah, no, those are loaves.
but you can cut them. They don't have to be a foot long. You can cut into a 6-inch or whatever. So I mean,
It's still a loaf. You just cut the loaf in half.
But it's still not. Okay, so that's fair.
You cut it in half. It's still shit.
But it's still a sub, though, James, because you can have a loaf of bread that's sliced. That's a loaf of sliced bread. That's the difference. It's still a sub.
No, we get what you're saying, but he's still right. It's still a sub. It's just they took. See, what you guys are mixing up is you're saying what people or businesses, how they handle the food is like what makes it the food. That's not the case. All right, it's a fucking fold. It's not a. It's a fold. It's a taco, if anything. All right. I'm not even saying it is, or that I subscribe to the idea of it being.
No, you're saying a hot dog's a taco.
I'm saying it's closer to the taco family than it is to the fucking.
I think we have to ask our Spanish correspondent.
It's the white trash taco.
Chris?
Yes, sir.
What do you think about that? Is a hot dog a taco?
No.
What is it?
It's technically a style of sandwich.
All right, you know what? Y'all are taking a real gamble with this, just like our first movie tonight, Casino Royale. Let's move on.
We have been arguing about this for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm over arguing about this. Like that's just dumb. It's dumb. Hot dogs aren't sandwiches. You're all ridiculous.
Hey! You
hot dog is closer to a po' boy, but that's a sandwich. But
I'm not mad at that.
No, it's a fold.
So is a sub.
Why are you so hung up on this fold?
Yeah.
Because that's what it is.
So
what if somebody chooses to separate the hot dog bun so that it is not one piece of bread?
You know as well as I do, that's the dumbest thing. And when one accidentally rips in your hand,
it happens 90% of the time.
That's all right. When one inevitably rips in your hand, it's the most infuriating thing on the planet.
Oh my God.
And listen, thank God for potato hot dog rolls when you can afford them.
Oh, those are so good. But the thing is fuck. What was I gonna say? Where are we going with this?
This episode,
I don't know. I had the perfect segue, and you guys were like, "No, let's go back."
I didn't bring it back. Sturdy did.
Oh, don't blame the black guy. Subscribe to Popcorn and Pies, guys. Or you're gonna get some informative shit. But we're about to dive into this right here: Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace. So let's get into it, gents. Let's get into it.
The Daniel Craig
Craig movies. Listen, I'm into these. He is more brutal than any James Bond we've seen so far.
Yeah.
He goes like rebel. He goes rogue in these ones.
What the crazy thing about this, like he does nothing to defend himself when he's being accused of killing people he didn't even kill by M. Like both of these movies, M's yelling at him for killing like 2 people, and he literally didn't, and he does not say anything.
Yeah,
like he doesn't bother to. I didn't do that. Like I threw the guy off the building, but they shot him afterwards in Quantum of Solace.
Yep.
Solace. And I forgot what the instance was in the first one, but he's being accused again of killing a guy he didn't kill.
What's his name? When he sees what's his name they get attacked and they shoot his friend.
Oh yeah.
And then like he gets accused for that one.
He literally just okay. Okay.
He just don't care. He has a license to kill. He's like, even if I did, who cares? We question it.
Pretty much. Kill him.
Kill him. Yeah. Sure. I'll take it. Count it.
Sure.
All right.
That is the thing, though. He does have a license to kill, which so to me that says that he can. That they trust him to go out there, and if he kills, they trust that he made the best decision for the situation.
Right.
That's what a license to kill means to me.
And there's an hour in both of these movies where M keeps saying, basically, I don't trust you.
Exactly. She keeps trying to take it away. And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, so what did you ever give it to him for?
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's like you have to have the ultimate trust to get a license to kill. And if he doesn't have it...
you got to have good judgment.
Yeah. Like, And like, I'm not saying he does, but you're right. He didn't even kill those people that he got blamed for.
Yeah.
Said
And-
nothing about the massive amounts of other destruction and that
Or
he
is it
pulled
more?
off.
Is it more like everyone around you dies? They're trying to get to the point as like how you reacting, what you're doing is causing people to die.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, like you.
But that's
he
been
got
a-
the-
that's been a theme through all the movies, though. Like that comes up every once in a while with I feel like all of the Bonds, where somebody points out everybody around you dies.
Yeah.
But if you think about this one from that perspective, which I know none of you read that thing I sent you.
Not yet.
Not yet. I love it. But if you read that and subscribe to my theory or not, you just go back and you subscribe to the theory that this is just sort of a reboot starting James Bond's beginning. You know what I mean?
Oh, I thought it was a new Bond because the other one died. He's the replacement.
No, this
So-
is. I get the sense this is a whole new story because they show the point of Casino Royale is they show him becoming
Yeah.
a 00. He gets his 00 status. This is James
Yeah.
Bond. It's a new James Bond. Like the previous ones haven't happened. It's not like it's a mantle that someone randomly picked up. This is a young James Bond. He's new, new attitude. It's darker. He's more brutal, which I like.
Definitely.
Well,
Love
like I
that.
said, my theory is that all the other James Bonds are one James Bond throughout his entire career.
Mm.
And then when he died, M, respecting that 007, decided
Thanks
to
for
give the
coming.
moniker to the next person.
How's it going?
And I thought she chose Daniel Craig's character because he was brash, he was sort of a playboy, that he reminded her of James Bond. And that's him starting this off. And the reason I say that is because if you watch these, he almost has like an identity crisis through these
True.
of like, who am I? And you'll definitely see that in Skyfall, which is coming up. But I love this. I love these movies.
Yeah, these were awesome, and I want to say like with this one, I don't know if he's my favorite Bond yet over Pierce, but he's definitely like tied with
Thanks for
Roger Moore.
joining and enjoy the
But
show.
he feels like I don't know if he's my favorite yet, so this is gonna sound kind of crazy. He feels like he's the most complete Bond as of now. Like at all the Bonds, I feel like he's the most complete James Bond.
It's a different era for sure. And
It
it
is.
doesn't waste time establishing that. Like, especially the focus, Casino Royale opens up with him basically going through his first and second kill. Like you have to kill 2 people to be a 00. Like, so he's sitting in the office, he's waiting for the corrupt MI6 person that he's talking to so he can kill him. And they're talking about the first kill. You have a flashback of his first kill where he drowns the guy in the sink in the bathroom, the whole bathroom fight, which was great.
Yeah.
And then turns around and shoots him. And then he's talking about the second kill and he just shoots him in the middle, like mid conversation. He's like, "You're right. It is easier the second time around." Like it's like you see a switch flip. And what's great about Casino Royale, there's flashes of the humanity. He's ready to give it all up. Or was because is Vesper in the first one, or is that the second
Yeah,
one?
she's the one that kicks it all off. And
Yeah. And even though you can see the turn coming, because there's still a half hour in the movie left by the time they finish off what you think is the main bad guy. You can see him turn it on and off. Like it gets through him, but he can also turn it back on. He's like, yeah, it doesn't affect, like stone face as an agent's supposed to be.
But keep in mind too, and Quantum of Solace is him sort of going off the rails.
Oh yeah.
Because of Vesper. And
Yeah.
I love that. I love that he's got to deal with like his mental break of just like what happened. That's because in the books, she's in there too. That he falls in love with her. A deep love. And when he feels so betrayed, that's why Teresa is so important when she comes up later in the books.
Okay.
Because and if you think about it in the movies too, like if they did this and say Casino Royale was the first, that would make Teresa way more important because that's the very next time he fell in love after Vesper, and we see how this kind of affected him. So I do like that they added that element to this, and they play well into that going forward. I think you'll like what happens with James. in future movies.
These are, and I think these are clearly the most connected movies we've seen so far. There's been references to events in previous movies from one movie to another, but this is, Nick, you've talked about it constantly. Daniel Craig movies are one story, and I'm excited about that, honestly.
Literally, this one literally picks up right after the last one when he was with Mr. White.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Quantum
So-
it's literally a direct sequel almost. Quantum of Solace.
And Skyfall 2, which becomes it's not right after, but everything is connected, and I love it. And this is literally 007 James Bond's career from the moment he becomes a 00 to the end when he's out, and I love that. So I think you guys are really gonna enjoy this ride. And how
Watching,
interconnected.
I was texting in the group chat because this has a lot of foot chase in it. Watching Daniel Craig just run after this one guy in the beginning, like up the scaffolding of the building,
doing
under
parkour.
construction,
Was
like doing the
so
parkour and stuff. Like I'm
fucking
watching
cool.
this, it's great, but I'm fucking exhausted watching this. Like,
Well,
that was
I was telling
was cool as
Sturdy, the guy he's chasing at the time was like the #1 free runner in the world, but nobody really knew. It was like big in France and like in over in Europe, but nobody really knew it. And when this movie came out and they put it in there, that's what blew it up. To
Yeah,
now
this
everybody
was-
want to do parkour and all that.
2006.
Yeah.
damn.
That was the dude from the Raid?
Marco?
That was he was what?
Was that the same dude from the Raid?
Nah.
that
No.
French dude?
He was just a free runner.
Or District, or what? I forgot the name of that freaking movie, but yeah.
But like, and you knew it was a different tone as soon as they're going through all that. After, even if you didn't pick up on it from the flashback to James Bond's first kill, where he's just the bathroom fight and then killing the guy in the office, he just fucking goes into the embassy and rips this guy in the embassy, shoots everything up. He just doesn't fucking care.
Yeah.
He's brutal as shit.
It is
As long as
brutal.
the shit gets done. They feed on his ego in these ones, ego more in these ones too. Like
It works though because it's a young James Bond. Like, he's new in the position. He has an ego.
That's true.
Like,
That is true.
he's gone through his training. He thinks he's the top shit, and he's playing into the ego, which lightens up towards the end of the second one.
Which that was the thing about James Bond, and you got a lot of people, and we've even joked about it too, where we're like, he'd be dead because like he's so famous, and like somebody had posted the other day how incredibly crazy it is that like there are scenes where people come up and they're like, the world famous James Bond, famous super spy, and it's like that he's not a very good super spy if he's
not a spy, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like even like You Only Live Twice.
Investigator.
But even like You Only Live Twice, when he dies and they announce it in the paper, like they faked his death and then they had to send him down in a submarine. But like you announced a spy's death with his picture in the paper, and you knowingly did that, that you were faking his death. So,
Makes zero sense.
it made, because I realized that they turned him Japanese in that movie, but
that's right.
still,
There's a few things off in that one, yeah.
But like when you come to this and like just the ego and the brat, like that's James Bond through and through. And honestly, I think a lot of it might work for James Bond. Like this is why he has that luck almost, because everybody knowing who he is probably, or maybe pulling shots sometimes because they're like, is this dude like basically friggin' Superman? Like everything we've ever heard of him. So
Yeah.
And this guy definitely lives up to that with his ego in these movies.
No, he does. And another thing, like, he gets, not only does he not defend himself when M thinks he's killing people he hasn't killed, he also doesn't bother to tell her when he has a lead.
Thanks for telling
Like, they get it.
Oh, shit,
like
all
they
secret.
get in this argument, like you're off the case. He doesn't even bother to say that he has a lead. He's literally doing nothing.
He goes fucking AWOL, like rogue or something.
Yeah, he just fucking runs.
He's his hubris, man. He just is that guy who's like, I'll get it done. You
Pretty
know,
He
much.
doesn't, but he doesn't even say that. Like
that's
He just
true.
he just is like, okay, and then just leaves.
Just does shit.
Beats up the agents that were told to stop him from doing anything, and then just goes.
Mm.
Handcuffed.
I'm gonna tell you, you're really not gonna like how the next one goes.
Me? Who? Chris?
Chris, if
I
you
didn't
don't,
say-
if you
I
don't
didn't
like
say-
the idea of him not telling people things,
I didn't say I didn't like it. I'm just saying it's a lot.
it is a lot. You are not wrong.
Oh, how seems like a simple, yeah, I have a lead, or no, I didn't kill him. All right, what happened? Type thing would have cleared up a whole lot of. Would have made it a lot easier for him to do his job.
He does come off very smug. Like
Mhm.
like it's an inconvenience for me to have to try and convince you, so I'll just let you believe whatever you want to believe.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's so smug. And then he just bolts. He just walked on that ledge wrapped around.
Bye bye now.
Just
Fucking
telling
God.
her like, all right, you're on my side, right?
This
Did you
one
like
has.
Did you like the Ford? Did you guys like the Ford?
The fucking Ford.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what is this,
like
Bond?
it's James Bond, man.
Yeah,
What's the
well,
set
he, he banged. We were up to 52 before Casino Royale. He only bangs one woman in this.
Whoa.
No, he doesn't.
The redhead that, yeah, no, he only
Vesper.
bangs. Yeah, that's the only one he bangs.
Vesper, he didn't bang the redhead?
Was redhead or Vesper?
Vesper wasn't the
The
redhead.
one that got killed with the oil.
Did I
No, he
miscount?
bangs 3 women in this. No, I'm sorry, the redhead.
No, it is two. No, it is two. Yeah,
Who got
Vesper
killed
and the
with
redhead.
oil?
That was the red. That was the agent that was sent there to bring him home.
Which one was that one in?
Strawberry Fields. That's her name.
Okay, so that was Quantum of Solace.
That was Quantum of Solace. Yeah.
Okay, so in this one, it was the guy's wife, and he
doesn't bang the guy's wife. He
Okay.
leaves.
All right, he does
leaves.
leave. Yes.
Yeah, you don't end up
only
doing that.
one. Wow.
Only one.
It makes sense though. He falls in love with her.
And then she dies. He has to stop falling in love.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well,
He
he
got
doesn't
married.
fall. He doesn't fall in
So,
love with.
this is based on
Strawberry.
mixed theory. It's like a prequel. That means she caused the curse of everybody dying around.
Yeah.
Is this is the one where no, that's the next one.
I mean, falling in love with a spy and dating a spy is a dangerous relationship.
Mhm.
True.
Falling in love in 6 hours is dangerous.
We're
And
up to
sometimes
50.
that PP is just that good. You just,
Yeah,
it just
we're-
happens. You make them fall
We're
in
up
love.
to 53 through Casino Royale. But
53,
I forgot what I was gonna say.
That's exactly why Spider-Man doesn't let his loved ones know who he is.
It's true.
James Bond lets everybody know who he is.
Yeah, Batman does it as soon as he starts sleeping with the chick. He's like, "Yeah, I'm Batman." By the way,
Yeah, that made me laugh all the
Yeah,
time.
he already wins them over just by being like a billionaire.
Yeah.
He still has to be like him also, Batman.
And none of his relationships work. So there's like fucking multiple women that knows his secret. Like they could just blab. They're like, yeah, that's Bruce Wayne, you fucking idiots.
Oh, no, because in this one he has the card game with the guy where he's chasing this guy. He literally joins the card game, takes his car, then takes his wife.
Yeah.
Yep.
And finds, the wife's all for it, and she's smoking hot, and finds out the dude's going to Miami. Could you tear yourself away from leaving this chick in your hotel room to go chase this guy? I don't think I could.
He's all about, you got to give it to him. He's all about that duty.
He is all about the
He is.
duty to his country.
every other Bond would have been like, "Give me 2 more hours. I'll be
Yeah.
back on the
Yep.
mission." Every time.
Oh my God, coming back from the moon.
Yep.
Yo,
That is still my favorite James Bond joke in all the movies we've seen so far. Was in Moonraker and he's banging the chick in space, and they turn on the monitor, and Q's like, or somebody says, "What's he doing?" And Q just goes, "I think he's attempting re-entry." That is the best joke I have heard
I don't
in
think it's
any
gonna
of
be
these
topped.
movies so far.
That's topping a lot of movies. I don't think that's going to be topped.
No, it's definitely not going to be topped in these movies.
No, that was. This of course has the whole new cast. You introduced the new Felix. There's no new Q yet.
No, listen, new Q is coming in Skyfall. And the thing you're gonna love about new Q is there's still that annoying relationship, but it's like Bond kind of loves him, and Q is just annoyed by him. It's a pretty funny connection. I like that one.
It's like a JD and Dr. Cox kind of relationship.
Yeah, and weird.
Scrubs.
Not really. It's like James Bond is just kind of like, you're gonna help me though, right, Q?
Yeah, same thing. He's just a dick to him, but he helps him all the time.
And Q's just like, I don't want to be in trouble with the government. Where old Q would have just been like, I'm in it.
I already got it done. It's already ready. Got the weapon.
Anarchy. Old Q is just like an anarchist back in the day.
Oh,
so Q is Bond's to Bruce Wayne's Alex Fox, right? Is that his name, Alex Fox? Something Fox. Lucius Fox. Sorry, Lucius Fox.
I think the Bond relationship's a little bit more better. It's better though. It's like him and Alfred almost.
I think if you
I mean, as far as the weapons, not as far as the relationship.
Oh, who makes the weapons and shit? Yeah. It'll be Fox.
Yeah. Well, now I think it is, but like for the longest time it was Alfred.
Oh yeah, that's right. Alfred was taking care of everything.
Yeah. He was running the hideout and everything. Yeah.
Fixing the cars.
Alfred's a fucking legend. That guy does everything.
I was smart like Alfred.
Penny.
I talked about this just watching the action in this one. I was tired watching him chase down the parkour guy. This guy, he's fucking chasing this guy that's trying to blow up the plane across the tarmac on foot while this guy's driving fucking vehicles left and right. I'm like, this is a little ridiculous, but I'm like, I know he's going to catch him. How is he going to do this? And he does. He gets the fuel truck. There's the fight in the fuel truck. He stops the little hook under the truck, and James Bond falls out of the truck, and he sees it. I'm like, there's no way he's not grabbing that and hooking it to the bad guy somehow.
Well, I also think like the metaphor in this too for when he literally is. That's James Bond. The reason he gets the job done in this. I'm not saying it's always this case in all these movies we watch, but in this, it's because he's basically a bulldozer. And I love that when he actually grabs the bulldozer and starts chasing him through and just being destructive. Like, because no matter what, and I think that sort of has always been the case, but like with Pierce Brosnan, remember when he had the tank and he was going all over, stuff like that. Like he really will. He doesn't care how much destruction he's going to cause. He's going to get his man. And that's it.
He's like any other hero, if you think about it. Like, if you think of the superheroes, they tear up a whole fucking city. It's like, yo, let's go get this villain, kill 9 million people in the city to save 3.
He does not feel bad about it, though. Like, the heroes always are like, oh, no, we tore apart the city. It's sad. And it's like, James Bond's like, I don't care.
It was about the end result, the mission.
Just another day.
You're wrong.
Mads Mikkelsen, by the way, is fantastic. I enjoy him in every time I see him.
Yeah.
He's the main villain in this one. I was a big fan of he is a little Elon Muskus.
Elon. Yeah.
Again, something else that's comparable to current world events.
Yeah, Bond.
From
Bond. Longest fucking poker game I've ever seen, by the way. Like I lost track of, is this multiple day poker game? Is this nonstop? I couldn't keep track. It's had to be a multiple day game. I was confused because
Bond kept leaving and coming back. He's like, I'll be right back.
I think it's supposed to be a couple of
hours.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 10 hours, isn't it? Like time limit? I thought I heard someone say 10 hours. Or they play 10 hours or something like that.
Might be.
maybe.
Yeah, but
But,
you get certain breaks and stuff
Yeah,
like
but
that.
Bond is his ego thing kicking in again because he thinks he knows everything. He can read you, and he's calling the guy's bluff.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And it frustrated him that he got it wrong, but even though he was right,
He went all in and lost. Yeah.
it drove him nuts. Where he goes, "I'm getting back into this game. Someone give me $5 million for a buyback in." Because I
Good old Felix.
Well, he was just gonna
Thanks
go
for
up
coming,
and
everybody.
stab
Enjoy.
fucking Mads Mikkelsen because you saw him, and then Felix stopped him. He's like, "I'll stake it because I'm losing all my money anyway."
Felix
Yeah.
is awesome. Felix was awesome, by the way.
Crazy, yeah.
He's a great actor too. I love that guy a lot.
Whatever.
And he's in every one of these movies, so I love it.
Oh, so you're probably gonna like him more and more, huh? And one of those characters is gonna grow on you each movie.
Every character in these 5 movies, you're in love. You love because you're gonna meet Moneypenny next. You're gonna also meet M,
There was
the M replacement,
Okay.
played by Voldemort himself, Ralph Fiennes.
they
So
was it
wait, wasn't he in something earlier in this franchise, or am I thinking of something different?
No, he wasn't in it. He was an English patient.
That's what it was. Okay,
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, the Moneypenny's not in either of these, but they make up like a Moneypenny reference, and I can't think of what it was because he uses both those words, money and penny, in some conversation. Maybe it's with Vesper.
Again, that's why to me, I don't know. I think like Moneypenny's just a title.
like everybody has
Like M or Q
or 007 and
makes
and
sense.
to me, it's like, so when we get into this M, if this is a new James Bond that she chose as an homage to the old James Bond, then it would make sense that this M to me wouldn't have replaced Moneypenny yet, and would not have replaced Q, and even closed down that the was it the I forget what they called his Q I think it was Q District or whatever. Something like that. I'm drawing a blank right now, but I really think like that's why like she didn't have anybody, but then you slowly introduce them in.
Yeah.
So, because I can't talk about it until we get to Skyfall. I'm trying not to give anything away. That's why I'm like.
So James Bond gets drugged during the card game from Mads Mikkelsen. Runs out to the car.
What I like about this scene, me and Mick were watching, we were talking about it, and how like he was like when he was drunk, he wasn't like cured like a snap of the finger, like he is in every other movie. When he gets knocked out, he just gets up and he's fine. He was like still loopy when he went out to the car and he's driving and everything. He was still kind of out of it, still trying to collect himself after he drank whatever he drank to get poison out of him. But I like that. I like that they didn't just rush that. They kind of made it more, gave it the
they essentially he died.
Oh, and the superpower kicked in, luck, because he should have died, but the girl got there to plug in the fucking thing. Just in time.
I struggle with how I feel about Vesper in this because it is a lot of back and forth. She does despise him. She does fall in love with him. She still does turn on him at the end. And then she eventually kind of locks herself in that submerged elevator to just die. But like cut a deal for Bond. It's a lot of back and forth. I don't know.
It is just leading up to that betrayal. But so she made a deal for James to survive. And they were going to take her, as long as she left with them. So that way, like there was no connection. And it's because then they couldn't get to them through her, rather, James. And when she realized James knew everything that was going on, she wasn't going to be able to not tell James everything. So that's why she killed herself.
Got it.
Thank you.
So that guy could survive.
Yeah.
Who she thought, and we saw that in Quantum of Solace, how that turned out.
Yes.
But
what about the
Solace and
so they get what about when they actually get caught? And the second they started cutting the
First
bottom
two
out
Daniel
of
Craig
that
ones.
chair, they were going to show James Bond too.
The
I'm
fucking
like,
rope in the nut.
I'm like, I'm not comfortable with where this is going.
I'm not
Fucking-
comfortable where this is going.
Just
shit was
jumped
hitting
in to
right
say
fucking-
hi.
Oh man, you have him strapped naked to a chair,
Oh God. No.
and Mads Mikkelsen is just slinging this leather sack into his.
sack.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm like, I felt that a little bit
Mhm.
as I watched it.
So wild.
Still-
That is,
Still-
is that. I feel like that's as extreme as these movies have gone so far
That's.
when it comes to torture. And
We've all been hit
Like-
there, whether it be purposely or accidentally, and it's not very fun. It's not very pretty. So yeah, I agree. That's some of the worst shit I've seen.
But it's all badass how he just laughs at him, basically tells him. "Give
he's
me more,"
laughing,
and
he's
like,
asking for more.
Yep, and
He's like,
"Oh."
people are gonna know you died
Scratching my balls.
scratching my balls.
I
Yeah.
started laughing. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Love it.
You know why though? Because he knew if he survived it, because it's luck.
Yeah,
He knew the minute he survived it, he had the money to go to that little resort and just stay there for like a fucking year, recuperating, being completely
Bane and
pampered.
Vesper.
Bang,
Yeah, but still, that pain that you're going through for that moment, you know you're gonna survive. Like I wouldn't be able to be like, yeah, everybody knows you just. I'm like, nah, fuck this. I'd be saying about like high pitch and crying and shit. Like, yeah, everybody knows you. I couldn't be tough in that situation. I'd be in too much fucking pain. Might even pass the fuck out. I'm not gonna lie.
I would hope I'd pass out.
Yeah, seriously.
Bond,
That's
that
for
was
sure.
some tough shit.
Not me, because they'll keep hitting and that pain will still hurt
Oh,
and wake you right back up.
That's true.
They don't know that.
I bet it would.
oh.
But I guess we're gonna MythBusters this, Chris. Get in the chair.
No,
That's the only way we can find out. 'Cause I ain't sitting in no damn chair for that shit. Fuck that.
nope,
Yeah, Chris to get in the chair.
nope. Then you have the final fight in the sinking house in Venice. There, which it was great as the house was sinking. He's sinking the house,
Oh,
going up the stairs. They break out the nail gun,
Yep.
and he fucking takes a giant nail in the shoulder, and then he gets the gun and hits the guy in the eyeball.
Yep.
I loved how they like with those type of scenes, how they really just kind of showed, even with just the aftermath or something. You're just like, oh shit, they took it
The-
there.
Yeah, the aftermath. Vesper locks herself in that elevator, so she drowns.
Yeah, he tried to save her.
He
and all
tries
that.
to save her.
Even brings her body up. And
It is brutal. It is.
I'll tell you what though, that scene right there, like where he's like he just realizes he can't save her when he's sitting by the water or whatever, and then he like look the camera looks into his eyes. That was a powerful scene because he really did look like he was just broken and upset and sad. Like that's as far as acting wise. That's one thing I always say is like when it's whatever emotion it is, especially when it's something like that, when it's time to show that emotion, I really want to see it in like the actor's face and the body language and all that. And he just looked broken, defeated, just lost, like even down to his eyes, just like his eyes just piercing in the camera. I was like, that was a good fucking scene.
Yeah. I mean, none of us mentioned it, but they set this up so that he falls in love with Vesper. He resigns from MI6. He's ready to live a life that's not a spy, and
Yeah.
they go into that, and like as soon as that started happening, I'm watching it. I'm like, there's a half hour left. I'm like, this isn't gonna last.
Mhm. Something else has to happen. Something else has to happen.
So
But,
it's unfortunate that you can kind of see the turns coming, some of the turns still, but it's still a good story
yeah.
and a
Oh,
good
we never
setup.
rated it.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah,
All right, what you got for us, James?
I really like this one. I like the dark turn, like how we were saying and all that. I'm gonna give this one an 8.
Okay. Irish Chris, aka Potatoes.
I was literally just thinking the exact same thing. I'm on the 8. It's a new brutal Bond. It sets up what's to come, and yeah, I enjoyed it.
Jersey Salad. How about you?
I would give this a 9.
Nice.
Bodega.
I'm right between.
About you?
I'm right between the two of them. 8.5. This one's Casino Royale or Quantum of Solace?
Casino Royale.
Okay, yeah. 8.5.
8.5. I'm gonna go with an 8.5 as well. Actually, I really like this one a lot. Shit. But you guys want to dive into this anymore, or you want to do our little halftime show? James, you got the questions up?
Yeah, we got a little. James is doing a little trivia.
No.
I got him.
Listen, the only thing I'll say
Where's
is
the thing?
Chris is talking.
Oh, sorry.
See,
the only reason I'm on the 8 is if I feel like there could have been a little more misdirect with Vesper double crossing him. I feel like that was a little too
easy
in the cards or a little too easy to see because
Yeah.
he turned on Mathis. He's pretty quick because he thought that he was the traitor and stuff. But if they did that, maybe there was a better way to do it. Maybe there wasn't. I don't know. But
It does
that's
play
why
well though. I didn't love that either in the first one, but if you think about it in context with the second one, which again picks right up, and then him having to go to Mathis, and show that trust and like try and find that trust and like give and like ask for that trust. I thought that played well. I'm kind of glad they wrote it that way. So it ended up there.
Yes.
That's just me.
Yes. You guys ready?
Ready for trivia?
Let's
Go
do
for it.
So
All
how
right.
are we? What do we? Hang on, James. How are we answering? What do we? So whoever answers first, or whatever, says something first.
Yeah, let me. I think we were supposed to say our names, weren't we?
Yeah.
yes.
So let me get our. Let me get to our.
What's Puerto Rican Chris's actual name? Is it Butter Jelly? I don't remember from the
Belly
group chat.
button. Belly button Jones.
Yeah.
Belly Button Jones.
Belly button Jones and Chris.
All right, so we're gonna go belly button.
All right. You guys. All right. I'm gonna pull up the thingy and then we can get going.
All right. Damn right.
We gotta add some music to that.
All right. It's time for trivia. Are you ready?
Ready.
I hope so.
Okay, it's gonna go start off easy and they're gonna get harder. There's 5 questions total. All right.
That's what she said.
Who is the actor playing James Bond in this movie?
Mick.
Mick?
Daniel Craig.
Yep.
I was gonna say Roger Craig. I keep thinking of the 49ers running back.
Okay. Number 2.
I wasn't listening.
Number 2. What card game does Bond play in his big casino?
Chris.
Sturdy.
Chris.
Poker.
Oh, I think it was Sturdy. Go ahead.
Poker.
Yep.
Is that the answer, or is it just Hold'em?
No, they just put poker. It should be Hold'em, but Texas Hold'em. Wow. If you just never mind. What color is Vesper Lynd's famous dress during the casino scene?
Chris.
Chris, go ahead.
Black.
Nope.
Mick.
Mick.
Green.
No.
Sturdy.
Go ahead.
Red.
No.
Chris. Or Billy Button guy. Black.
Belly button.
Yeah, black.
No.
Fuck.
Nope.
I was like, it's probably the only one left in the Roy J. Biv.
You all got it wrong. It was purple.
Fuck.
God damn it,
shit.
ultraviolet. Always get you can't
Wait,
see
who got
ultraviolet.
the last question?
I did.
Huh?
I got 1 point, and I don't know.
Mick
What
got
Mick and Sturdy both have 1.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
both 3 now.
Nice.
Belly button's got 0.
Okay, this one should be another easy one.
Irish Chris now.
That's because it's Irish, Christian, Puerto Rican.
How
know?
about
Hell.
Irish cream and mocha or something? You know what I mean?
Listen.
Bustela and
Yeah, there you go, Bustelo.
Irish
and
cream.
Irish
That
cream.
reminds me, I gotta clean the window.
2 different cups.
Wait, what?
Cream, Irish cream. Yeah, clean the window.
Fucking guy.
Oh man.
You ready for question 4?
I gotta
Go
get some
for it.
index.
This one should be easy. What drink does Bond make famous in this movie?
Chris.
Chris. White Chris. Caucasian.
Martini.
Vodka martini. Yep, that's the answer.
Shaken, not stirred.
Yep.
Okay, question 5. What country does the Casino Showdown take place in? Chris?
Montenegro.
Yes.
Yep.
And I know why he remembered it.
This fucking guy.
Wow.
Oh man. So what's our overall points right now, Mick? And
I won.
So
Oh yeah,
Chris
Chris is next week for the questions, right? Yeah.
Chris has 3, you have 3, I have 3, James has 2, and Belly Button has 0.
He
Okay.
just joined. He's coming late in the game.
He is. So Belly Button will be asking questions for the
You-
final
but
week.
it's going to be an ongoing thing. So like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
go.
Yeah.
We've got 2 weeks left.
Well,
no,
no,
this is ongoing.
for all the movies we do from here on out, not just for Bond.
Oh.
We're doing trivia for the movies.
Okay.
You're supposed to cut this into a clip, Sturdy.
Listen, Sturdy's been a busy chocolate man.
Don't blame the chocolate.
So Quantum of Solace continues right from the first one.
Yes, it does.
Picks right on up.
I like this. This has me more interested in following these movies than the other James Bond movies, knowing that these are more connected. Like if you talked about, there's references in the previous ones to other events. This is literally the first time I think we've seen the direct one movie ends and the next one starts.
Nope.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah,
first
like,
Casino
actual-
Royale ends with him finding Mr. White. And this one picks up with a car chase with Mr. White in his trunk.
Yep.
Which is a great car chase, by the way.
Oh my god. So it's so crazy.
It's insane.
That stunt work was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this entire franchise.
Oh, hell yeah. Starting from what, 62 on up to 06
62.
is where we're at now. Or no, further than 06 is whatever Casino Royale was, 08 or 10 or whatever. But hell yeah. Hell yeah, they did some.
Let me ask
crazy
this.
cool-ass shit.
Mick's probably the person to ask, stunt wise, because I haven't seen all the Mission Impossible movies. Which one's more extreme? Is it James Bond stunts or Mission Impossible stunts?
Well, all right.
Yeah.
I just off
I'm
the top
gonna
of my
say-
head,
I'm
I'm thinking
gonna-
Mission Impossible.
I'm
I think
going to say Mission
has a lot
Impossible
more
because he has been for many of them for a long time been seeking something nobody's ever done before to do in those movies. So like the actually being in Dubai when he's like walking, climbing up the building, jumping that cliff last year and base jumping onto a train like that, the Halo jumps he did, stuff like that. So like he set that up to design it. So like I'm gonna say if we're gonna talk most intense, it's gonna be Mission Impossible. But if James Bond, I'm gonna say this straight out, and I think if James Bond didn't exist, this franchise for as long as it did, stunt work wouldn't have evolved the way it did.
Oh wow.
And so we owe a lot more to James Bond.
That's not hard to believe. I mean, that's not disbelievable.
That's just one man's opinion. I'm not saying that but I really truly think watching all of these and the stunt work that they put together in these movies, these should be celebrated way more for the stunts.
So with that being, you know what it is though with Bond, I think because it portrays more as like this spy movie, as like what's being told when you hear about Bond, and then when you're watching it, you're like, this guy's not really a good spy. So he gets caught all the time. He has great luck. He has some cool gadgets, some cool shit, and some cool ass stunts. So yeah, I do see where you come from that, especially when you get more towards the 80s and shit with the action.
James Bond's method of finding the villain's lair is just get captured.
Yeah, basically. Okay, so these are James Bond's supposed to be the greatest spy in the world, but we're talking about all the stunt work and the action stuff from this. Seems like if you're a great spy, you're not getting into situations where you're doing these drastic type fucking bringing down airplanes and
I feel like it's something you know how to do, but it's like a last resort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just supposed to be because I look at a spy as like a ninja in a sense of like you got to be sneaky, you got to be kind of stealthy and smart and doing what you're doing.
See, I was
But
gonna
that's
say
the
maybe
thing.
that's how
Oh,
they
sorry.
differentiate. The spy is more of like intelligence, an operative where the sneaky is more of like
The
assassin.
ninja, the stealth.
Yeah,
True.
stealth assassin. So maybe that's where there's a little bit of a deviation that, at least in my head, what makes sense to me.
I guess you could say that, but still, like a spy is supposed to be at the very least, like even if they're out in the open, you're not supposed to know he's a spy. You know what I
All
mean?
right,
Like Bond,
but
like Bond, James Bond, 007.
think
spy.
about 007. Let's think about James Bond as we know him throughout all of these movies.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that James Bond is? And I just said it earlier with the first one. He is a bulldozer. Not only is luck on his side, but he is relentless. That out of everybody, like you either die on the mission or you don't get your man. That's what always happens when they talk about 007. Let it go, Bond. Let it go. He never lets it go.
No.
In fact, think about all the ways he has been relentless, which is asinine even for a spy, but it still works. What did he do to Goldfinger? Did he bulldoze his way through? No, he bulldozed him by fucking his women and just antagonizing him the entire time because he knew that's how I'm going to get this guy. And and it works. He knows how in each and every one of these movies to completely bulldoze the situation and say, nah, we're good. Like we're good. Like every movie.
He is a bulldozer. He's not subtle about his practices.
No.
Like there's scenes
He
where
really
he
isn't.
is.
Subtle's not in his vocabulary.
Like most people, I would venture to guess to be like, I don't want to deal with him. Like, just don't. That's why he's famous. Is that all of these villains are like, I don't want. Nah,
No,
he's not going to stop.
He's a lot. He's a lot because he's not going to stop. He's not going to stop. He's too damn relentless, and somehow, no matter how many times you fire at him, it's like they just bounce off of him. They just miss him. It's like magnets are all like around Bond.
No,
so every time he
it's
gets
like
popped at-
stormtroopers in Star Wars. They have the worst aim ever.
Only aiming at Bond though. Bond will be by himself with one little gun. Pop, 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 pop. Get the whole room. Get the whole room.
This one's good. I like the new female antagonist he has with him in this one. Which, by the way, again, he only banes one woman in this, and that's Strawberry Fields.
Wow.
The main female he never actually sleeps with. Like they kiss at the end, and that's it.
Yeah.
So that brings us up to a total of 54 women that the James Bond character has slept with through Quantum of Solace.
You go, Bond.
Good for you, Bond.
The scene where
business in these movies.
It is. He is about business in this one. He's still chasing down the people responsible
He's making it personal
for Vesper. He definitely makes it personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like we said, this is early James Bond. You know what I mean? Before he gets his bumps and bruises, earns his stripes, and knows, hey,
this is just a job.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If he didn't earn his stripes in Casino Royale,
I mean, to become the actual Bond, you know what I mean? That we
by
know
having
as
that
Bond.
stairwell fight with those guys, and then being
I forgot about the stairwell fight was awesome.
And then the torture in the car crash and the torture. That dude earned some stripes.
But I think he means more so of like not the personal, not taking everything so damn personal. Like this is just
we gotta give mention because let's be real.
Oh,
James Bond, every time he's hurt, it's kind of like, oh babe, it hurts. Give it a kick. Not in this. Not in this.
Not at all.
Oh.
Not at which I'm happy about that.
That stairwell fight in Casino Royale was great, where they're just fighting down the stairwell. Vesper keeps running because she can't get far enough in front of them.
Yeah. And they keep going for her.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
That was good. This one where he jumps in the boat to get the girl off the other boat because she's trying to kill that general. And then there's the whole boat chase. I'm like, this is fucking cool. Watching this just go down, and then she's upset because that was her one chance, everything she'd been working to try to kill this general.
It was listen. A lot of people like Quantum of Solace was a problem. It was being rushed, and it was being written during the strike by Daniel Craig and the director, just trying to get it together. It's the shortest of all the James Bond movies.
It is. It's like it was only like an hour and 46 minutes, I think.
Yeah, and it's and it was one of those ones where they were trying to capitalize on what was going on. They connected it well, I thought. I think this catches. It's not the best in this series. It's not a high one for me, but it's a good Bond movie. I have a lot of good action with it.
It was good. I enjoyed the scene where they're trying to figure out more about this organization they know nothing about that comes up in Casino Royale, this quantum organization. I like when he goes to the opera and he knocks the guy out and he gets the earpiece. So he's listening to the conversation about the plans going down and everything like that. And then he chimes in and he's like, I think you guys should find a better place to meet. And then you can see everybody get up in the opera and he takes the pictures of all the members. I'm like, this is fucking brilliant.
That's James Bond. That's the bulldozing his way right through, and then just being Mr.
He just inserts himself into the situation.
What's that Family Guy episode about
and the women.
Godfather when he's like he insists upon himself?
That's a Bond does.
He inserts himself into the situation and the women involved
every time.
Nice.
Every time.
Well,
willingly, like consensual all around.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe not in the early ones.
Not in the early ones.
Connery had his moments.
Yeah.
That's why we like Roger Moore. He was a gentleman.
Yep.
But again, this one has the scene where he's escaping from the opera and he catches the one guy. He's asking him who he works with, and it's like one of the bodyguards for like the prime minister or something like that. But he's part of the organization. He ends up throwing him off the roof, not actually shooting him. And then now he's being blamed by M for his death. And he's literally just fucking sitting there. He's like, he could have just said, I didn't kill him.
Which to anyone who hasn't seen this movie and is wondering, like, yes, he got thrown off a roof, but it was not a very big roof. Like, it wasn't like a high roof. And like
that's not
hit,
what
like,
killed
the
him.
front of a car, and he got up. Like the guy got up from falling onto the car, and that's when they shoot him. But you're right. Like I did too. I was like, I don't know why he doesn't just say, I didn't do this. But
maybe it's a self-guilt thing. Like, hey, if he didn't actually push him off, he wouldn't have maybe been in line of sight or something. You know what I mean?
I would think it's more his ego. I would think he just doesn't believe he should be questioned.
It's got to be. That's what I got to go with. It's got to be an ego thing.
Leave me alone.
It's got to be. It's got to be like
humanized him in these a little bit. He shared that moment towards the end of Casino Royale with the chick after she, it seemed like she felt like she was violated and all that stuff, which obviously she was. But you can tell that he wanted to give that understanding, and that brings him to another level. So I don't know. Maybe it was more of the guilt, because he does have values. He does have morals. You know what I mean? He has a code.
And he sleeps with him.
Yep. He does.
Those morals go out the window when the sex is involved.
It's part of his code. It's part of his code. He's just helping
it's
him
for
heal.
his country.
It's
fair.
Part of the healing process.
What would the sex number be if he was bisexual, where he was attracted to men too?
Oh God!
Oh wow! Probably double.
That's coming with Amazon.
Probably. Poor Mathis, by the way. This one,
Bond will be clapping cheeks all the time.
Hashtag cheek clapper.
He would never get anything done. He'd be too busy fucking. Like, you think the women are a problem? He's fucking men and women. They're like, oh damn, Bond.
Well, let me
be being greedy at that point.
I want to ask about that though. Like with all of these things in James Bond, I know we've kind of talked about it before and the possible changes that may be occurring or coming up soon. What is, like, if they change James Bond to a gay character or a any type of character, like I
Keep
don't
him
know.
British and badass.
I just don't know why you can't, like, again, and the race portion doesn't bother me, and it's not about James Bond and like he can't we can't have a gay character or anything like that, but James Bond for 50 years hasn't been.
Yeah.
Why does it need to be now?
Yeah.
You know, that's always my argument about it. Is like, what? Okay, I don't care if we create new characters. I don't care if we do this. I don't care if we do that. I don't care if we recast. But like widely, like why does it now? Like there's certain aspects to James Bond which I know Amazon's going to get wrong. It's going to that I do think work and I think are important. To keep like certain tropes, and I think his womanizing, I think him being that sort of suave but also has a bit of chauvinistic to him, and you know that I think that adds something to this character.
The only thing they've said so far is that it's going to be a guy and he's going to be British.
Good. That's
yeah, and again, I think it's just a matter of that. Now they in these movies, not to give too much away, but Q is gay.
That's fine.
Fine, that shit doesn't bother me because it's not. There was never his sexual orientation was never a descriptor of who he was in the movies.
Not at all.
But James Bond very clearly was. So like to me, that was always like with because Superman again.
It was almost like you said earlier. One of his things, like a superpower is luck, but his superpower is also he's a ladies' man because he gets through a lot of shit because the ladies love him. LL Cool Bond.
Ian Fleming talking to some co-workers that have read the books and stuff like that. There's a lot of racist shit and stuff in the early books and things like that they obviously leave out of the movie. So clearly the guy that created the James Bond character was never going to be on board with any kind of homoerotic or anything like that type situations. But I feel like if you introduce a scenario, this guy's so dedicated to his country, where if he had to honeypot a guy,
hashtag honeypot.
I'll be honest with you. I do not credit the James Bond we've been watching for all of these movies to Ian Fleming.
No, I wouldn't either.
I credit him
for this
wholly almost to Albert Broccoli,
who's
the producer, because it was Harry Saltzman and Albert Broccoli early on. But Albert Broccoli was so hands-on with everything, and like and picking the and that, against that's sort of why it is. And I'm the same with Star Trek. It's like, again, I don't mind certain things like being added. It's Star Trek. It's supposed to be open. It's supposed to be, again, with Doctor Who too. Like, I don't care that Doctor Who is a woman or Doctor Who is black, or just make good stories. But you got to keep certain elements to it. You know, and when I think about that, and I think about like these changes that tend to get made just to kind of like, in a weird, I don't know, like what does it be like? I don't know, and it's not even inclusive. It's just pandering.
It's to be in the trend.
Yeah,
you know, and that's the thing. Like if you can do it in a creative way, I'm down.
Yeah,
make it make sense.
You know, make it make sense, but it's never done that way. It's always a pandering. So like,
that's
what I'm worried about now after having watched all of these movies and been so dedicated.
Yeah,
that it's gonna slip in the hands of people who don't understand the character.
You know, with creative works, right? It's kind of like you being at school doodling you as a superhero, right? Let's say this guy was a loser and he wished he could be James Bond, and this is the character that he wrote up, then wrote a script about. It became a movie, and now is this phenomenon. Why is it a problem that he chose to have these attributes in the character if that was something that creatively it was his outlet? You know what I mean? It's okay, accept that, because either way, it's a fictional character. It's something that somebody like wishes maybe they had more of a backbone, or was better with ladies' men, or was more physical, right? Maybe these are all the qualities that he wished he had growing up or something, or in his professional life. Who knows? But why is it a problem? Why does the whole gender thing even come up, or sexual preference? It's gotta be stopped thrown. Yeah.
And the thing with Bond too, I mean, like, it's been around for, I mean, we have 50 years of film for a reason. So it's like, just add on to the story if you want to add on to the story, but don't change up certain things just to change it up, just because it's whatever year it is, whatever the hell's going on during that time. Let's keep going on with the flow of the story. I understand you got to add on some newer shit. Don't get me wrong, but still go on with the flow of the Bond thing and keep them British, which they're doing. So that's a plus.
It's just weird. It's just weird to me. It's like, you damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you create a character who is a straight male or a straight female. It's like they want to. I don't know what it is. There has to be another version made. That has to be. Why? Let it be
You
what
can't.
it is.
You can't please everybody.
That's what
You
I
And then,
can't.
I mean,
Yeah, and I think that's where it really comes into. It's like nobody's asking for it, but you're making the changes anyway.
Yeah. You're doing
Um,
it because you're trying to please everybody, and that's not possible.
yeah, if you and with stuff like that, if you just leave it alone. Now, if you're creating a new character or a new series, go ahead, knock
Fine.
yourself out, do what you want. That's
Right.
different.
I think. Okay, listen. Let's just be real. That last Star Wars movie, Star Wars TV show that came out, that's exactly what that was.
Oh, I didn't even see it. So
What,
I don't
Andor?
know.
I can't even remember.
I don't
the
even
name
know
of it.
which one.
No, it's
Andor?
not Andor. That's the new one coming out. It was one where they had it was the old Republic and they had the Jedis and there were these twin. It was so dumb.
You're really narrowing it down for me.
I'm gonna leave that. Yeah, that's fair.
But shit, I guess let's hop into the ratings for this. I gave this one a 9.
You like this one better?
You like
Little
this
bit.
one better?
A little bit. I can almost put them on an even keel, but I'll give this one a little bit better of a rating. But James, what you got for us?
I'm going another 8. I like how the continuation and everything.
Yeah. Caucus, Chris?
I liked it not as much as Casino Royale. I'm going 7.5. I like that they picked up the story. I like that he eventually tracked down Vesper's former love interest, who turned out to be a douchebag at the end there. That he reconnects with M and he tells M, "You're right. It did let it get to me." Essentially, at the end, like he realizes his ego got in the way, or his personal feelings got in the way.
So he goes into the bond where nothing. So if someone dies,
Yeah.
cuts ties automatically.
Yeah.
Because he did it with the neck.
Yeah.
He dropped the neck.
Yeah, he's
anymore.
and it's like it won't be a problem going forward. He's able to compartmentalize, or you could tell it's bothering him. But yeah, it's a 7.5 though.
7.5. And how about you, Slick Mick?
I'd give this one maybe a 6.
6?
Yeah, it's enjoyable, good action, but I think the story's rushed and it just doesn't pull together all the way that I'd like.
Chris, Puerto Rican?
I'm going with the 8.
Nice.
Just as good as the other one. Had a couple little things and hiccups, like with some of the pacing or whatnot, like Mick said, but still holds up. Still a great movie, great action movie, entertaining. Won't be mad watching it.
Agreed. And what do we have next? Wham! Skyfall. Next week.
Yep. And I want everybody listening to that opening song.
Adele's Skyfall.
Because I think it's one of the best. And I want to talk about that on the next episode.
It is a
I
good
actually
one.
really enjoy her voice, so
Yeah, I like Adele.
Nice.
But,
and I remember when that theme came out.
I kind of do too. I remember hearing that a lot.
It was on the radio. I think she won the Academy Award for it.
Probably. Yeah, what year was that? 10, 12?
Probably like had to be 12.
That had to be 20.
I think it's 2012. So Quantum was 2008.
Spectre was
and
2015, so that had to be 2012. You're right.
Yeah, Quantum was 2008, and I think there was like a 4-year gap.
Yeah. 06, 08, 2012, 2015, and then 2022.
Wait, there's another one?
No Time to Die is the last one, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that one.
Yep. But thanks for popping by, people. Come check us out. We're on out of here. And peace.
Later.
Peace.